All right, hello and welcome. Coming from St. George, Utah this evening. Good to have you guys. Let's go ahead and come to standing. All right, we're gonna start with just a little bit of breathing and then we'll move into some blood flow. So we're gonna go hands together in front of the chest. As you breathe in, join me, go ahead and stretch up nice and tall over your head. Try to elongate through your chest and then exhale, drop the arms down to the side. So we're gonna do that twice more, palms together. Feel free to close your eyes. Inhale, stretch up, nice long deep breath. And exhale, drop the arms down. Fantastic, last one. Reach up, breathe in. Try to stretch your head and neck nice and long, and then exhale, relax it down to the side. Fantastic. From here, we're gonna start to rotate and reach to the side. Rotate and reach, just get some movement through the hips and spine. Start to move through the shoulders. Nice smooth breathing. Good job. So as always, being that I'm not there, especially if you're watching the recording, you always want to listen to your body, rest as needed. If something hurts, ideally it should feel better as you move. If it starts to feel worse, you should stop. And as always, make sure you're cleared with a doctor before any kind of exercise program. All right, from the side reaches, we're gonna go alternating toe touch. So start to reach towards the opposite foot. You could start up at the knee, hinging over, sending the hips back, reaching towards the opposite leg. Engage the glutes as you stand. And then as you get warmer, start to reach a little bit farther down towards the floor. Good job. Couple more here. Fantastic. From here, you're gonna go either into like a normal jumping jack, or you can step to the side if jumping doesn't feel good. Otherwise, normal jumping jack. We're gonna go about 20 to 30 seconds here. Nice and light on the feet. And breathe. Very good. Good job. Start to get that heart rate up. Awesome. From the jumping jacks, you're gonna go either march in place, or if you're ready to keep that heart rate up, you can go like a running high knee, or just march. 20 seconds here. Very good. Good. Again, if you want faster pace, then run in place, or join me for the march. Totally up to you. Very good. Gonna go ahead and bring it down a little bit. We'll do more heart rate here in a minute. Hand on the hip. One hand reaches up to overhead. Follow it with your gaze for a side stretch. Alternating sides. Reach up, lean over, stretch long. Let's get about 3 on each side. Breathe out as you reach. Very good. Excellent. From here, we're gonna go arms across the chest, slight bend in the knees, bow forward for some good mornings. Engage the glutes, stand tall. Sending the hips back, bow forward, and stand. Good job. Over and up. Over and up. Good. Couple more. Fantastic. From here, we're gonna go back to either those jumping jacks or stepping jacks, whatever you prefer. We're gonna go a full 30 seconds this time. Jumping or stepping. Good job. Second half of this 30 seconds, we're gonna do what's called a seal jack. So you're gonna go hands together. Again, you can jump or step. It's gonna be arms to the side. So open up through the chest. Fantastic. Very good. And now either marching again or skip in place. So step and hop. Very good. Nice job. 15 seconds here. Then we'll go back to some active mobility. A little bit of stretching before our first circuit. Nice work. Knees up, keeping the hips square, and bring it down for a walk. Awesome. So we're gonna wake up the hamstrings. You're gonna go heel down, toe up, hands behind the head, bow forward, say hello to the hamstring. Stand tall, let's go between 3 and 5, and then we'll switch sides. So sit, but now isolating the one leg. Sending the hips back, engage the glutes. Good, about one more. Fantastic, and then we'll go ahead and switch legs. Heel down, toe up, hands behind the head. All right, back on. So assuming that you finish that left side, bowing forward and standing, let's go back to those windmills, wide base stance, hinging over, alternating the toe touch. Just fix this setting here. It puts whoever is the last person or the first person to be signed on in charge. So Doug got put in charge of that one. All right, a couple more before we go into some mobility. So let's place your right foot forward, step your left foot back. We're gonna do our skier step for those that know. Reach your left arm in front, and then you're gonna step your left foot forward and switch the legs, right, or switch the arms. So step back and up. From the side, we're back and up, back and up. Good. Fantastic. If you feel pretty solid here, for the last few, you can come all the way down to a lunge and then drive up from there. Whew, balance check, back and up, either a full lunge or that partial lunge, however you feel. What you want to focus on though is that front foot. Make sure that shin stays vertical and that heel stays grounded. Back and up. Good, let's switch sides. So now the left becomes our front leg. Step the right foot back, reach the right arm out. We'll start with the skier steps for about 5. And then if you want to move into that full lunge, you can. Good job. Remember, left foot firmly planted through the heel. Good job. Either stay with that step or take it into the lunge. Knee down, drive up. Good control. A couple more. Very good. Let's go nice wide base stance. We're going to open up those inner thighs. So Cossack stretch, reach the arms out, side lunge, keeping the heel planted, looking to open up the inner thigh here. Reaching the arms out as that counterbalance. And we're just going to go back and forth, side to side for about 2 to 3 each side. So chest as tall as you can. Both feet are firmly planted. And then just lunging to the side, driving that knee out, keeping it aligned over the toes. Good job. Fantastic. Walk the feet a little bit closer, hands on the hips. Go ahead and circle the hips around. We'll go 3 to 5 one direction. And then go ahead and switch 3 to 5 to the other. Fantastic. If you prefer to lie on the ground or you can stand, we're going to go quad stretch next. So if you need to balance on something, find something to balance on or stand up tall out of the hip. Grab one foot. Again, like I said, you can lie down, pull that heel towards the glute. If it's tough for you to get that heel to the glute, this is a really good one to do on a regular basis. I know when I'm traveling a lot, when I get out for the gas station or use the restroom, try to make a point to stretch the quads. So you can apply the same thing when you are sitting at a desk for a while. Stretch it out. Go ahead and switch legs when you're ready. Same thing other side. Get about 20 seconds here. After this stretch, if you're not down on the ground for this one, I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the floor after we stretch this other side. We're going to stretch out the low back just a bit. Good, there's our 20. So we're going to come on down to the ground, lying on your back. Set the shoulder blades back and down. And we're going to start with the knees up and together, arms out to the side. You're going to bring both legs to one side and look over your opposite shoulder. Just bring them down as far as it feels comfortable. And then you're going to use the core to bring the legs up and together and then switch sides. Take them over to the other side, looking over the shoulder. And we're just going to go about 2, maybe 3 on each side. Just moving through at your own pace. Good. Go ahead and even yourself out on both sides. And then we're going to keep the knees bent, but put the feet flat on the ground. Set those shoulder blades again. So lift up the chest, shoulder blades back and down. And we're going to open up the hips with some bridges. So send the hips up. Pause for 1 to 2 seconds and then relax down. Engage in the glutes. We'll go about 5 reps here. Again, we're focused to open the front of the hips by engaging the glutes, but you shouldn't have any pinching in the low back. So if there's any discomfort there, don't go up quite as high. Couple more. Very good. From here, we're going to go into a glute stretch. So go ahead and extend your left leg straight out and start by pulling your right knee towards your right shoulder. And let's go ahead and roll that ankle around a bit. 3 to 5 one direction and 3 to 5 the other direction. Once you roll the ankle around, instead of pulling the knee towards your same side shoulder, you're going to take, if you're on the right side, right knee across the body towards that left shoulder, looking to isolate into the glute area here. And then just breathe. Very good. And then go ahead and switch sides. So extend out the right. Start with that left knee towards the left shoulder and the ankle rolls, 3 to 5 each direction. And switch when you're ready. And then when you're good with those rolls, bring that left knee across towards the right shoulder, looking to get that glute on the left. All right, very good. All right, so if you'd like to stretch the quads once more while I'm talking about the first circuit, feel free to go ahead and come onto your side again, and let's repeat that quad stretch once more. I'll let you know when it's 20 seconds is up to switch sides. Otherwise, let's go through our first circuit. So circuit A, we have a couple of options. So we're going to be doing some single leg Romanian deadlift tonight, or simply a single leg balance. I'll demonstrate both. Then we're going to be going 15 seconds of rest to transition. From there, you'll go 30 seconds either of a push-up or hold a front plank. 30 seconds to rotate. You'll come back to standing. Then you're going to repeat either the deadlift on the right leg or the single leg balance on the right. Then we go back to the floor for some lying flies, and there's also a standing version of that. So let me talk about these exercises. So I'll go from more basic to the more advanced. So the more basic would be to start with practicing your balance today. So if it's left leg balance, you're simply reaching the right leg up in the air and you're lifting through the hips. We don't want this hip to kick out. Okay, that would be your balance. If you're gonna do the single leg deadlift, you're focused to be long and lifting up through the core. You can hold weight as you'd like. You're gonna hinge forward, reaching for the ground, and then engage the glutes and stand. As you come forward, notice that back thigh drives up. The goal is to keep it basically parallel with the torso versus we don't want it to look like this where the back leg is sagging and not staying in alignment. So you're engaging that glute to drive it up as the chest comes forward, okay?
Can you show it with the weight?
Ask me again?
Can you do the Romanian deadlift with the weight?
Exactly, perfect timing. So if you're gonna hold weight, I like to hold it in the opposite side that I'm supporting on. So if I'm on my right, I like to hold it in my left, then reach down and stand. There's not a right way or a wrong way. It just slightly changes the exercise either way. So if you feel better with it on the same side, you can do that as well. Okay. So from the left leg deadlift, you can either hold a plank, okay, so regular plank, or join us, you can do push-ups. On the push-ups, pay attention to the elbows, stay mostly to the side. You want to avoid like that 90-degree angle, and ideally chest to the deck. Okay. So So you could also do an elevated push-up using a cooler or a couch or a chair. Make sure it's sturdy, and then you would lower down and drive up from here. You could also do the plank with your hands elevated on the chair or the surface. Okay? After the push-up or plank, we'll go back to that either balancing on the right leg or single leg deadlift. And then if you want to do the fly exercise standing, it's like a band pull apart. So ideally with a band, and you would pull it apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, or lying on the ground, face down, palms up, lift and squeeze, lower down, squeezing, focused on shoulder blades, squeezing together to engage the back. Okay. I'll do the first round with the band pull aparts, and then I'm going to do sets 2 and 3 on the floor. Any questions before we begin? And we're going to be cycling through all 3 of those sets. When we finish all 3 sets, then we'll have a break for some stretches before we go into part B. All right. If there are no questions, we're going to start on the left leg in 10 seconds. So I'm going to do the single leg deadlift. Remember, you're more than welcome to do the balance. And 2, 1, and begin. Good control. Engaging the glute as you stand. Continue to lift up out of the hip. That would be if you're doing the hinging or just the balance. And I shouldn't say just the balance, either one. Long positioning. And 2, 1, and rotate. If you want to rotate faster and start sooner, you're welcome to it. Otherwise, I'm going to allow that 15 seconds rest each time. Push-ups or the plank, I'm going to be doing the push-ups. Ready, and here we go. 30 seconds of work. Our goal here is quality movement over quantity. Breathe. We're over halfway. You're doing the push-ups all the way down, all the way up. Stay tight in the core and rotate. Very good. 15 seconds. Next will be single leg work on the right side. Stand up nice and tall and begin when you're ready. Hinging forward or just stand tall. Find spot to focus on. If you're doing these deadlifts, make sure you have control of the movement. Keep engaging the glute, drive that back leg up. Don't let that weight pull you down. You want to be moving with control. Heel is planted. 2, 1, and rotate. So remember, you can lie down and do the flies here, or like I said, I'm going to do the pull aparts this first set. Our whole goal on this exercise is to activate the back. And here we go. Squeeze those lower shoulder blades together. Breathe. Shoulder blades back and down. Avoid shrugging up towards the ears. 10 seconds left. Fire those glutes as well, even if you're standing. Nice support. And rest and rotate. Good job. That's set 1, 15 seconds, and we go back to that single leg work on the left. Good work. If you need to rest, just rest whenever you need. Otherwise, join when you're ready. Hinging forward, standing smooth. Lifting up out of the hip throughout. Move with control. Readjust your balance as needed. Almost there. Rest and rotate. Good job. Either plank or push-ups. Going in 5. And begin. Good core support. We're halfway. Almost there. And rotate. Very good. Single leg work on the right side. Stand tall out of the hip. And begin when you're ready. If you're doing the deadlifts, hinging over, engage the glute, drive that back leg up, and focus to have the back toe pointing down towards the floor. Front heel stays planted. Push through that big toe. That will help engage the arch of the foot. Good job, and rotate. Nice work, Camille. Doug, just so you know, we still can't see you. It's okay if you don't want to be on the camera, but just like to make sure you know. All right, lion flies next, or your pull-aparts. And here we go. Shoulder blades back and down. Engage in the glutes as well. Halfway. Keep breathing. This is the end of set 2. We're going to do one more round through and rotate. Very good. We're going to go back to the single leg work on that left leg. Lift up tall out of the hip and begin when you're ready. Remember to focus on control of the movement. Halfway. Two, one, and rotate. Good job. Push-ups or planks. Set 3. Going in 5. Those of you on the floor, wide handprint. Spread the fingers. And here we go. You're doing those push-ups. Keep the elbows about that 30 to 45 degree angle from your torso. Halfway. And rotate. Good job. Final set of single leg work. Right leg this set. Good job. Almost there. We're going to have a rest break after this set. Do a little bit of stretching. And begin when you're ready. Lift up out of the hip. Lift up through the core. Back toe points down. Take your time. Good job. 10 seconds. Continue to lift up and focus. And rotate. Awesome. Just pull aparts or lion flies to finish. And begin when you're ready. Squeeze and hold on the lying flies. If you're doing the pull aparts, really keep those shoulders down. meaning don't allow yourself to shrug up towards the ears on that exercise. Halfway. Job. And rest. Fantastic. If you're not already on the floor, go ahead and come on down. We're gonna go into child's pose. So we're gonna go toes together, knees divide, and then reach the hands in front of your body and rock the hips back. And take some nice deep breaths into the back of the rib cage. When you're ready, walk your hands over to your right side. Take your left hand, stretch it out nice and long, and then lower the body down. Get a nice stretch on the side body. And then we'll walk the hands to the opposite side. This time reach your right hand long and lower down from there. Very good. You're gonna come onto all fours, either up on the hands or come down on the forearms. We're gonna do what we call them ZBs back in the East Valley, hand behind the head, elbow to elbow, rotate, look up towards the ceiling. Let's get between 5 and 8 on each side. Also known as our quadruped rotations. Breathe in as you close, exhale to open. And focus to lift up out of that bottom shoulder. Good job. Switch when you're ready. Hand behind the head, elbow to elbow, rotate, follow it with the gaze. Awesome. All right, go ahead and grab a drink of water. And then we're gonna warm up some squatting. All right. So to warm up some squatting, depending upon your confidence with the squat, you could come to like a doorway or have a little post here. You kind of hold on to something, and then with yourself holding on to something, you can slowly lower down and do what we call a squat sit, where you're really grounded through the heels, and then you just very gently shift side to side to open up through the ankles, knees, and hips, okay? If you're fairly secure in your squat, then don't worry about something to hang on to, but that's a really good just way to kind of build into it. If you're confident in that deep squat, go ahead and come down into a regular squat, and then we're gonna warm up our overhead position as well. We're gonna take one arm, reach up to overhead, and I'm using my opposite arm to kind of push out with the knee. And then I'll switch. This elbow pushes on the knee, other arm reaches to overhead, follow it with the gaze. Let's go about 2 to 3 times each side. If you need to give a break from that squat position, by all means, come up on out of it. And if you're doing that squat sit, just kind of spend 5 to 10 seconds at a time for like 2 to 3 rotations. Awesome. All right, stand up, shake it out, and I'll talk to you about the next circuit. All right, part B here. We're gonna be doing a couplet. We're gonna be doing a single arm thruster, full squat into an overhead press. We'll go left arm first into a single arm row on the left, and then we're gonna repeat that on the right. Right arm thruster, right arm row. We'll work for 30, rest for 15, just like we did on part A. Once we get through all 3 sets, then we'll have a longer rest before we move into our last section. So let's move over and talk about this thruster. So while I'm reviewing the thruster, I want you all to do what we call our tricep side bend. We're gonna reach up, bend the elbow, grab the elbow, and you're gonna bend to the side 5 times. So go ahead and like stretch your triceps while I go over the movements. All right, so for the thruster, you're gonna hold the weight up at the shoulder. Feet are about hip width apart, slight toe out like you would for a regular squat. You're gonna reach your opposite arm out, sink back, keeping your heels planted. Coming out of that squat, you push the arm to overhead. So I sink back and then drive straight up, okay? From the side, chest tall, heels planted, shoulder moves up towards the ear. So back and straight up from there. We do that for 30 seconds, shake it out. From there, for the row, you can either stand in like a long stagger stance with the forearm on the thigh, and then you would row straight up here, all right? Or you can use a chair, a couch, a bench if you have a regular bench, or the handy old cooler. And we'd be doing a single arm row just like this, okay? 15 seconds to rotate. Then we would do right arm thruster for 30, rotate, and right arm row. Any questions on that sequence? All right. If there are no questions, let's start in 10 seconds. Left arm first. And just do the best you can. Don't feel like you have to work the whole time. Ready? And here we go. Breathe. And we're having 3 sets of this. So just kind of build into it. You can always increase speed later in the workout. Steady breathing. Very nice. 10 seconds left. Good job. 2, 1, and rotate. Good, shake it out. You can use the same weight or a different weight for the next part, however it makes sense for what you have available. I'll do the stagger stance, 2, 1, and here we go. Just pulling that dumbbell, rowing it up to the torso, elbow high above the torso, and then you're focused on the shoulder blade, pulling back. Halfway. The row is a good exercise to just kind of pause for a moment at the top as well, because that's where we're really focused to strengthen that back. Reaching forward, pulling it up and in, and rotate. Very good. Thruster in the right arm next. Breathing here during the rest. Set the feet, slight toe out, and begin when you're ready. Sinking the hips back, driving straight up. Sync the breathing. So I really focus to exhale as I drive through the movement. Breathe in, breathe out. And then as my heart rate and respiration increases, I breathe twice each time. So I'll breathe out in the bottom and again in the top. Keeping that airflow moving. And rotate. Good job. Right arm row coming up next. Five seconds. 2, 1, and here we go. Elbow up and in, reach forward. This one's a little bit higher breathing rate for this part of the strength. So in between sets, we're gonna have 30 seconds. That will give time if you wanna change up dumbbells or change up weights, grab a drink of water, but still we'll keep that heart rate up. So after this side, we're gonna go 30 seconds rest before we go back for set 2. 2, 1, and rotate. Good job, 30 seconds. Thrusters always get that heart rate, that compound movement. All right, 10 seconds till we begin set 2. Thruster on that left side, 2, 1, and begin when you're ready. Sinking back, driving the knees out. Smooth breathing. Very good. and rotate. Good job. Left arm row is next. I'm going to support on the cooler this time to vary it up. 2, 1, and begin when you're ready. Think about trying to pull that lower part of your shoulder blade in towards your spine. In and squeeze, reach it forward. Good job, 10 seconds. Two, 1, and rotate. Fantastic. Thruster in the right arm next. Middle of round 3. 2, 1, and here we go. Always give yourself more rest if you need it. Ideally here, you want to be focused on a good solid movement. If you're getting fatigued, better to rest longer than to do poor reps. Continue to focus on the breathing. And 2, 1, and rotate. Good job. Right arm row, then we'll rest for 30. And here we go. Start when you're ready. Exhale to pull in, pause against the torso. Reach it forward. Five seconds. And rest. Awesome. All right, 30 seconds. And then we'll start our third and final set of part B. Then we just have one more finisher. A little bit faster intervals on that last piece. All right, 10 seconds. Two, 1, and left arm thruster. Very good. Use those hips as it gets fatigued in the upper body. Drive it to overhead. Two, 1, and rotate. Good job. Row on the left. And here we go. Elbow high. Halfway. Almost there. And rotate. Awesome job. Halfway through this third set. Woo! All right, going in 5, 2, 1, and here we go. Full squat, drive to overhead. Good job. Heels planted. Chest stays tall. 10 seconds left. And rotate. Awesome. Final set of rows. Going in 5. Long rest break with some stretching coming up. And here we go. Elbow up and in. You need to breathe consistent. Nice job. All the way to the torso, elbow high. 2, 1, rest. All right, good job. Part B done. Grab some water. And then we're gonna stretch our hips. Shoelace issue. All right. Seated on the chair, or you can come on the floor. We're gonna go figure 4 hip stretch. So if you're seated, you're gonna go right foot on the left thigh, sit nice and tall, and lean forward, okay? If you're on your back, right foot to the left thigh, keep your back and head on the ground, reach in and pull your left thigh towards your chest. You're gonna hold 20 seconds here. And when we're stretching, we want it to be like a gentle stretch. I don't want your whole body to be shaking and you sweating because the stretch is so uncomfortable. Just gradually encourage your body. Relax, switch legs. Again, if you're seated, sit tall, lean forward, or on the floor, hug that leg in. 20 seconds here. We're looking to open up the outer hip. So if the left foot's on the right thigh, you should be feeling it in like the outer left hip. And relax. Awesome. And once more, again on the ground or standing, or I'm doing it seated here. Grab the heels, quad stretch. All right, if it doesn't work for you to grab your foot, you don't have anything to reach it, you can also kind of open the hip flexors from a standing position. Those of you that are stretching the quads, go ahead and roll over and switch sides or switch feet standing. So like from a standing lunge, I can engage the glutes, shift the hip forward. It doesn't really get the belly of the quad, but you'll at least kind of get that hip flexor to open and then reach across the body. But ideally, you'd like to get a wrap or something so you can get that foot and start to pull it up. Get a nice stretch to the full portion here. Awesome. Go ahead and relax that. All right. And then we like to take it, you can either repeat that standing stretch we did in the beginning, or those of you on the floor, stay down there. We're gonna do the leg rock, where as if you're gonna do a child's pose, but now I'm gonna kick one leg out to the side and then rock my hips back towards the heel to open up the inner thigh. So I'm sitting back and rocking forward. Let's get about 5 on each side. And a lot of these stretches will be great for after our session. If you're a little bit stiff tomorrow, you can reflect back to what we worked on. After 5, go ahead and switch sides. Same thing on the other side. And from time to time, somebody may feel it more in like the outer portion of the leg than they do on the inner thigh. And you know, you're gonna feel it wherever you have the most tension. So if you have some stiffness in that outer leg, that may be where you feel the tension. Very good. From the leg rocks, we're gonna bring the feet in, place the hands beneath the shoulders. Now you're gonna turn your toes under, hips up in the air for down dog. Gently pulse the head between the arms. Rock forward and rock back. Let's get 3 to 5 pulses here. Kind of setting the hips high and looking to open the mid-back. And then when you finish those pulses, hang out here and drop the heel down towards the floor. Pedal out the heels. Calf stretch, back of the legs. Beautiful. And then when you finish that, make your way to standing. And I'm going to have you interlace the hands for behind the back stretch next. and I'm going to talk about our last piece. All right, we're going to go between 3 and 6 sets. I'll plan to take you through 5 to 6, depending on how we're feeling. You know, if you're someone that's a little bit just getting back into things, what I'd recommend is do every other set, which would give you a total of 3, and that will have you working for a minute and resting for a minute. Otherwise, just follow through for the whole deal. We're going to work for 20 seconds, either doing a strict press, push press, or the thrusters, but we're going to have weights in both hands this time. We'll have 10 seconds to transition. Then we're going to do mountain climbers for 20 seconds, 10 seconds to rest, and then back to the first exercise. Again, like I said, feel free to take the second round off and join us at the start of the third. Let's talk about the options. So if you haven't been doing a whole lot of like squatting, then I would say don't do any more squatting. Just have what we did in part B be your squatting for the day, okay? So that would be not doing a thruster, but either doing the strict press or the push press. I've got different size weights, but just work with it. So if you want a full break on your knees, just do a strict press where you just stand tall and push the weight straight up to overhead. If you have uneven weights like me, switch arms each set. Okay, so on round 2, I'll hold the opposite hands. All right, that's the strict press, or dip and drive for what we call our push press. From the side, chest tall, heels are planted. All right, it's just the top part of the thruster or our full thruster, squat to overhead, squat to overhead. 20 seconds, 10 seconds to rest. We have 2 options on the mountain climbers, either elevated, so you would elevate your upper body, you would step forward, step back, step forward, step back. Bringing the knee towards the elbow is the other way to do it, okay? Or down on the ground, step forward, step back, okay? If you want, you can jump your feet back and forth. Just make sure that you feel really confident in your low back. Questions? All right, we'll go in 20 seconds. It's a 6-minute workout from start to finish, so it goes quick. Just do what you can. Remember to have good movements. All right, going in 5. I'm gonna do the thrusters, but you choose what's best for you. Here we go. Working for 20. Smooth breathing. Good job. And rotate. Mountain climbers next. Remember, you can do them with the hands elevated or on the ground. Here we go. Keep the core strong. Knee towards the elbow. Push strong through the upper body. Rotate. All right, there's set 1. Either take the next whole minute off or join us in 5. Set 2. And here we go. Keep that breathing consistent. Two, 1, rotate. Good job. Back to mountain climbers. And go. Halfway. Rotate. Woo, good job. 2 down. 1/3 of the way done. 2, 1, and set 3. Good job, core strong. Rotate. Woo! Back to those mountain climbers. Go. Halfway. Rotate. Woo, halfway. That's the end of 3. And here we go, set 4. Two, 1, rotate. Woo! Mountain climbers. Keep breathing. One of those deceiving exercises. 2, 1, rotate. All right. 2 to go if you're going all of them. And here we go. Squat to overhead. Switching up weights a little bit here. Halfway. Rotate. Good work. Second to last set of mountain climbers. And here we go. Make sure you don't hyperextend in the elbows. Keep a slight give. Rotate. All right, one more set, or feel free to call it. Woo! And here we go. Breathe. Rotate. Good job. Final set of mountain climbers. And here we go. Almost there. And done. Woo! What, you did 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or all 6 rounds? Great job. All right, grab some water. We'll do some cool down stretches. All right, we're gonna start with those tricep side bends again. So you're kneeling, seated, or standing. Reach one arm up, bend that elbow. Watch from dropping your head forward. So chin in, lift through your torso, grab that elbow, and bend to the side. Breathe in, and exhale as you bend. And one more, good job. Shake out those arms, alternating which arm's on top, swinging them back and forth. Awesome. And then we'll switch arms. Tricep side bends, opposite arm, reach up, chest tall, ribs down so you don't overarch the back. Bend the elbow, and here we go. Side bending for 5. Fantastic. If it works for you to kneel, you can kneel or you can stay standing. We're gonna go hands behind the back. If your flexibility is not quite there, you can use a band or a towel to grab on and extend the arms from there. Or interlace the fingers, stretch out, lift up. Those of you that are standing, if you want, you can go like a wide base stance, bend in the knees, send the hips back, forward bow. Beautiful. And then we're gonna go eagle arms next. So with the eagle arms, let's go right arm on top first. Sling the arms around, right arm's on top, and then I'm gonna interlace the hands. So the top hand pushes down, top elbow pushes down, bottom arm pushes up. And this is meant to open up the outside, backside here of the shoulder. Good, and switch. Swing the left arm on top, right arm under, interlace. Push down, push up. Beautiful. Last one, go ahead and come to a seated position. Let's extend out your left leg and take your right foot, cross it over the left. Pull that knee and thigh in towards the chest. Sit nice and tall. If you're fairly flexible here, you can work that left elbow on the right thigh. Still sitting tall, and just go a little bit deeper into the twist. Good job. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides. Right leg straight out, left leg across. Start by just hugging it in. And you can stay here for this stretch. Or if you want, sink a little bit deeper. Working that left elbow, that's my right elbow on that left thigh. Fantastic. All right. And then last thing, we'll just kind of sit down, feet flat, and then we're gonna drop the legs like windshield wipers side to side. So keep in mind those quad stretches that we did, as well as that figure 4 hip stretch. Okay, you can even do that figure 4 seated if you want to finish with that. Cross the foot over the thigh, and then you just kind of work that in, and I'm driving it out. So we saw it seated in the chair earlier. Now this would be seated on the ground. And again, we're isolating this outer hip here. And switch when you're ready. Figure 4 on that side. All right. All right, thanks for those of you that came. I'm gonna go ahead and shut off this recording. Thanks for a great workout. Keep staying healthy, taking care of yourself.